Yeah, come.
Check, 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 check.
కానీ ఈ టీచర్స్ రావడం వచ్చేస్తాం అది ఉంటే మన వాళ్ళు అంటే చూడేనా కానీ దీని
నమస్తే సార్.
Nice culture, machinery also nice. Great country. Secretary is not the because he is President is got my
For infinite existence of life forms, sustenance of finite resources, and also finding alternate renewable energy resources on this planet becomes imperative. Let us enrich ourselves today regarding the same. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Economic Committee extends a very warm welcome to the respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and the august audience. I would like to mention here that we are delighted to have students from the city colleges like SN Vanita Mahavidyalaya, SN Vanita Pharmacy, Kasturba Gandhi College, SP College. We also have students from SV Engineering College, Suryapet, SV Degree and PG College from Suryapet, SBNS College of Education, Kalvapurti, OGN Exhibitions College, Society College of Education, Parigi, to witness this enriching seminar on economic implications of implementing renewable and alternate energy resources. At the outset, I request the President, Economic Committee and Presiding Officer of the seminar, Dr. D. Gangadhar Garu, to please occupy his chair on the dais. I request Vice President, Economic Committee, Sri Aditya Margam Garu, to please escort both the Chief Guest and the guest speakers onto the dais. A very warm welcome is extended to the distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. R. Limbadri Garu, Chairman, Telangana State Council of Higher Education, and the guest speaker, Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu, Founder and Managing Director, GCS Private Limited, India. I request the other office bearers to please occupy their chair on the dais. Sri Dheeraj Kumar Jaiswal Garu, Honorary Joint Secretary, Economic Committee. President, Economic Committee, Dr. D. Gangadhar Garu, to please present a bouquet and welcome our guest speaker, Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu. The guest speaker, Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu. I request Janab Altaf Hussain Saab to present a bouquet to Chief Guest, Dr. R. Limbadri Garu, and welcome him. I request B.N. Rajeshwar Garu, Managing Committee, EC, to please present a bouquet to our Gangadhar Sir, Presiding Officer of the seminar, and President, Economic Committee. A big round of applause. I request B. Hanmant Rao Garu, Honorary Secretary, Exhibition Society, to please present a bouquet to Sri Aditya Margam Garu. President, Economic Committee, to deliver his welcome address and also to sensitize the august audience about the importance of today's topic of the seminar, economic implications of implementing renewable and alternate energy resources.
Very good morning to everyone present here. I extend a warm welcome to all the participants, and especially I am very happy because one of the planks on which Economic Committee promised was we wanted to involve students of different faculties, be it engineering, pharmacy, sciences, commerce, everything. And today's topic you will appreciate is extremely important. And just want to tell you, I also want to extend a very, very warm welcome to both the Chief Guest, Dr. R. Limbadri Garu, and also the speaker of today, Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu. Let me tell you one thing, I've been trying to get G.S.C. Rao to talk on this subject for 1 month, but it is not out of anything, but he was so pressed with so many things happening because he is internationally sought person, and so he could get one day, and that also on 24th today. Yesterday he was in Haryana and inaugurating one factory, I think so, factory somewhere. So he's very busy. Thank you, G.S.C. Rao Garu, for coming, and most important, you'll be very, very happy that, let me tell you again, G.S.C. Rao Garu, Limbadri Garu came here not for me, not for to meet all of you, especially the students, because the investment of knowledge in you is going to change our country, whatever it is. I mean, not that if suppose 100 people are coming to listen a particular thing, some people will be really interested in that. So that's the objective. That's why the managing committee of the economic committee, it decided that we should involve from now onwards in all these aspects. And last time we did this, not a seminar, we did a workshop on conserving our natural water bodies of Telangana for ecological sustainability and agricultural, reliability. We did that, and we had experts in that. It was very, very good, and I'm happy that myself and also by Pratap, Indian Sharilu, we are getting out proceedings of the entire thing. We'll be sending it with recommendations. And just now let me come to the subject. Everything in this universe, in this world, requires energy. Without energy, nothing can happen. But then, how the earlier people were getting energy? If you see, all the Egypt pyramids or the beautiful temples of South India, everything is only built by human muscle power plus animal power. We wanted to go from here to Yadagiri maybe 100 years back or 200 years back. They used to go by bullock carts or horses. And when wars were fought, they were using energy of the elephants. So we were only depending on the human and animal power only. But things changed once Michael Faraday discovered electricity. Some people say invented. It is not invention because electricity already there. Once electricity was invented, internal combustion engine was invented. So our human power, animal power was put aside, and now we are able to do beautiful, big things we are able to do with the internal combustion engine. On the industrial revolution. We are very happy, excellent, everything going on. Unless, of some time, people like, scientists, etc., they thought everything is not okay. Because there are some two disadvantages of petroleum products. Petrol, diesel, kerosene, or even natural gas, etc. Coal, sorry, I forgot. most important coal today almost 50% of the energy of it is derived from coal, burning coal. Kottagudem power station, you know about that. So, two disadvantages of petroleum products and coal is they are limited supply, number one. They will go up sometime. Number two, they are polluting the atmosphere, you know. If you burn coal, you know, ash and everything, and most important, carbon dioxide, it's a greenhouse gas. So what to do? Then human beings have been thinking what to do, and they said, let us go for renewable energy sources. Renewable energy sources means first and foremost, we know, sun. I want to tell you, all of you, we don't think that much. Every energy in the world, every energy comes only through sun except nuclear fission, fusion reaction. We'll talk about that later. So, it is because of the sun. Actually, if you really imagine how sun is able to get the energy from where? If you think sun is getting energy, is giving energy, it is by nuclear. Those of you who are from science background know it is by nuclear fusion reaction. That is wherein 4 hydrogen, there are no atoms because at the temperature 4 protons combined form helium. Now, just to give a small example, in the bomb which was dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, 735 milligrams of matter was converted to energy. That is not even a gram. So imagine, in sun, it's very important, very interesting actually. In the sun, every second, 40 lakh tons of mass is converted to energy. That is, every second the sun weight is decreasing by 40 lakh tons. So, for last 5 billion years it's happening, another 5 billion years. Now, coming to our, most of the renewable and alternate sources, renewable energy is depending mostly on the solar cells. So if you calculate the amount of energy falling on the earth per meter square is 1364 watts per meter square. That means on every square meter, to learn from engineering, you know, energy has so many units. Watts is there, newtons are there, and then ergs are there, joules are there, calories are there. So every meter square, we get energy equivalent to 1300 watts per meter square. So, but then our solar cells, Dr. G.S. knows very well because he is into this one. Our solar cells are only 30% efficient. So, solar cells in terms of this one, today in the country, in our country, 17% of the energy is coming from solar products. In China, it is 33%. And coming back to where Dr. G.S. Rao is going to explain in detail about solar and wind and ethanol, and then it's going to biogas. Biogas, you know, in our 30 years back, Anna, you remember we used to have what's called gobar gas, you know, that is another important thing actually. So wind energy is another beautiful thing. Wind energy is also inexhaustible, is there. And I'll not take much time. Tidal energy is another thing. I was just reading, South Korea has the biggest tidal plant which produces around 435 megawatts. 435 megawatts is a lot of things, you know, because when we put in our colleges, it will be in kilowatts, not even megawatts, right? 1000 kilowatts is 1 megawatt. So 434, like that, India also has got a lot of clarity on that. And lastly, yes, 2 more points. Last week, I was looking at Deccan Chronicle, and then I came across IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority. It has even floated the public company. Incidentally, Dr. G.S. Rao is an empaneled consultant for IRDA. In fact, yeah. And one of the exhibition society members asked me, then I never even knew that IRDA was there. I said, if economic committee can purchase some shares, he said. I said, 17% is going to be there. And last point, India is a developing country, is extremely developing faster. Once a country develops, you require more energy. And yesterday, Chronicle, I saw, most of you must have seen, 69,000 megawatts. 69,000 megawatts of power would be produced by India using only coal. But then ultimately by 2070, Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, said that it will be zero net. So it's a very interesting thing, and lastly I would like to thank Dr. Limbadri Garu, who is our chief guest. His job is very difficult. Why I tell you, if he is in any other country which solve here so many things and so many pressures you could see, he doesn't have so many phone calls he gets from so many people, educational related, and Anna, you are doing Telugu Antaramata and cutting me the Saman. So that's what he does. Thank you very much, and has been very helpful to all our OG and Education Society College, and thank you very much for the patient hearing.
Thank you, sir. I request Dr. G. Bhagyanarayan.
Pleasant morning to all of you. Dr. D. Gangadhar Rao Garu, the dynamic, energetic, highly enthusiastic President of Economic Committee. All the time I was wondering, see the topic, renewable energy, and he has so much energy. Age-wise is older than me. He looks 10 years younger than me. But he has so much energy, so much enthusiasm, so much interest. So the dynamic President of the Economic Committee and today's chief guest, Professor R. Limbadri Garu, Chairman, State Council of Higher Education. Today's guest speaker, my classmate, former classmate, my college days buddy, Dr. G.C.S. Rao Garu. Then Vice President, the nice, noble and kind gentleman, Sri Aditya Margam Garu. Then Sri Dheeraj Jaiswal Garu, and galaxy of the stalwarts of the present day Economic Committee, Exhibition Society, and OGA, Janab Ashwat Haider Sahab, Sri Harnaz Reddy Garu, Virendra Garu, V.M. Rajeshwar Garu, and so many people, and Dr. Pratap, everyone, and the executive committee members of the Economic Committee and members of the Economic Committee, of introducing today's chief guest. I am really happy to introduce Professor Limbadri Garu. I take the pleasure of giving what we call brief introduction about Professor Limbadri Garu. Presently, he is heading the Telangana State Council of Higher Education as chairman of this great organization. He did his master's degree with public administration from Osmania University in the year 1988. He did his MPhil from the Osmania University in 1990 and then PhD in the year 1993. He hails from Ravula village from Nizamabad. I am equally delighted to say that I also hail from the Nizamabad district. So have that affinity. In other words, also, we were former colleagues at the Osmania University. And the thing is that he has come to this level. The higher education in Telangana is headed by a person who comes from a rural area, very backward area, and from a very poor community. దళిత వర్గం నుంచి వచ్చి మన తెలంగాణ రాష్ట్రం లోపల మన ఉన్నత విద్యా మండలి అధ్యక్షులుగా వారు ఉన్నారంటే ఎంత చక్కగా వారు ఈ స్థాయికి వచ్చారు. ది యంగ్ స్టూడెంట్ షుడ్ నో ఇట్ ఈస్ త్రూ షీర్ హార్డ్ వర్క్, డిటర్మినేషన్ he has come to this level. Now he became chairman Telangana State Council on Education in 2023. Prior to that one, he was the officiating chairman of Telangana State Council of Higher Education from 2021 to 2023. There was no chairman, he was the vice chairman, so he was acting as the officiating chairman of Telangana State Council of Higher Education. He became the vice chairman of Telangana State Council of Higher Education way back in the year 2017. That is to say, for the past 6 years, he is heading our Telangana State Council of Higher Education. Now, before that one, he held several important assignments, positions. He was officer on special duty to the Vice Chancellor, Osmania University, from 2016 to 2017. Before that, he was registrar of the famous Telangana University. మీరందరూ పేపర్లో చదివి ఉంటారు తెలంగాణ యూనివర్సిటీలో ఏం జరిగిందో. వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ని ఎవరు ఎక్కువ పట్టుకోరు, పట్టుకునేది అంతా రిజిస్ట్రార్నే పట్టుకుంటారు. బికాస్ he is the person who is the one CEO of the university. He has the check power registrar. So he was the registrar of Telangana University. Not once, twice. How difficult it is to hold that position. Vice Chancellor చక్కగా కూర్చుంటాడు, అన్ని పనులు రిజిస్ట్రార్ నెత్తి మీద పడతాయి. And he could successfully manage as registrar. Then he was Dean Faculty of Social Sciences at Telangana University. He was Chairman Board of Studies for Public Administration in Telangana University. Before that, he was Joint Director, Academic Audit Cell, Osmania University. Now, the Academic Audit Cell is the organization which will take the academic audit of all the academic institutions coming in a university. A very important position that is. Now, he was Vice Principal, PG College of Science, Arts and Science College, Secunderabad, Osmania University. Then he held the position of Public Administration, Osmania University, and he was also coordinator for distance education, Osmania University, from 1991 to 1999. Almost more than 3 decades he held so many administrative positions. Okay. Now, to his credit, his important and significant the employability, what you call skills. And he has introduced several common, what you call admission process for all the colleges within the Telangana state. That credit goes to Professor Limbadri Garu. He is a recipient of National Award from Indian Institute of Public Administration, New Delhi. He has guided several MPhil students, more than a dozen students for their PhD degree, and he has quite good number of research publications published in various national and international journals. He was lead speaker, invited speaker at various national and international fora, and he also visited several foreign countries on academic assignments Few of them are People's Republic of China, USA, UK, Canada, Singapore, etc. With these few words, I welcome Limbasri Garu to this wonderful conference. Thank you, Dr. Gangadhar Rao Garu, for giving me this opportunity to introduce Dr. Limbasri Garu.
Something common with almost all of us.
Good morning, everyone. Dignitaries on the dais. Today's keynote speaker, Dr. GSC Rao Garu, a founder, managing director, GCCS Private Limited, New Delhi. President of this meeting, Dr. Gangadhar Rao Garu, and Vice President Aditya Mardan Garu, Honorary Joint Secretary Dheeraj Kumar Jaiswal, all my esteemed colleagues from various colleges, and my beloved senior colleagues in Usman University, and best well-wishers of me, Professor Bhagyanarayana Garu, Janardhan Reddy Garu, Rajkumar Garu, and all the friends from the OGA and Economic Committee members, Arnath Reddy Garu, Shankar Lal Garu, so many people I know personally or otherwise in telephone conversation. I requested so many times with the various organizations with regard to the admissions or any academic related issues, including madams also. I feel it is a great honor to be here in the prestigious organization organizing the important academically future generation related topic on the economic implications of implementing renewable and alternative energy resources. Really, it is the most relevant topic, not only for us, for the future generation also. As a teacher, as an academic administrator, we have been working to empower the students, to make our students become employable, to make our students knowledgeable, to make our students to globally very excellent academic performance, to meet their expectations, meet their aspirations, meet their parents' expectations. So in that context, we have been missing this type of debate. Last couple of years, as Sir said, we have been introducing number of courses which makes the students to become employable. Employment has become a big challenge for the generations, particularly the present generations. The second aspect, where the student have more access to the technology. Every student will have their cell phone. Most of the students may have internet facilities, and most of the students will have the exposure to the online teaching, learning opportunities. In spite of that, the student community is facing number of problems with related to the employment. In that context, the Telangana State Council of Higher Education have tried our level best to introducing of new courses. You, my colleagues, most of the students from the degree colleges, the PG colleges, don't know how we have been implementing the new reforms in the academic field. From those to this recently introduced the student a comprehensive continuous assessment and evaluation system. Everything, we have introduced a number of courses like a sector kill courses list this year, which will provide the students to 6 in a week, 3 days in the class, 3 days in the industry. That may be a retail management, that may be a logistics, that may be healthcare cases, etc. And another important thing I want to mention here is the BSFI consortium the 15 top companies in the world have the employment opportunities projections. They says that in the country, particularly in this region, the banking and insurance services have a lot of opportunities. Most of the students are focusing only on engineering. Particularly in engineering, they focus on computer science or computer science related. In looking into the Telangana profile, 3,21,000 students appearing for MCET examination. 3,21,000 students. We may admit only 80,000 or 70,000 students. In out of 80,000, 93% of students computer science or computer science related, that may be artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, so many other things. So keeping this into consideration, what we did is, what is the next alternative for the students to get this type of knowledge? For that, in this academic year, we introduced the BSc Honours in Computer Science, which is equally important, equally have the weightage for their future career and employment opportunities, that is called BSc Honours in Computer Science. So the students may have eligibility to go for the software employment and also go for abroad for the MS courses. This type of reforms we have introduced. To continuous evaluation, what we did is, with the help of Indian School of Business, ISB, and NEPA, we have conducted a good study. What is the present status of our assessment and evaluation system? What is the outcome we are expecting from students, and what is the drawbacks we have? We have conducted a thorough study with the NEPA and ISB. We introduced this academic year onwards the continuous evaluation system, a comprehensive evaluation system, assessment system for the PG and autonomous undergraduate colleges. Like this, we have been making sincere efforts to enhance the abilities of our students to meet their aspirations and expectations. In spite of that, what is the challenge we have? The values in the academics, the generation, even though generation have more access to the technology and they have very creative, the generation have very independent thinking. If you meet any undergraduate student, they have their own plans. They have bundles of energies to achieve their goals. But what is the gap why we find is the value systems are concerned. The skills what they need is missing. So we are trying to connect them, but one of these is the challenge across the globe. Across the globe we have a challenge is that the climate change. The climate change affecting entire the world of human beings are concerned. Whatever the lifestyle we have, what are the resources we are using, what are the crops we are producing, and what are the travel plans we have, that all have the very, very bad effects on the society's concerns. So what are the alternatives we have? If you have the knowledge or if you have the commitment, what are the opportunities they have to implement this? Whatever the solar system, our friend Gangadhar sir said, whatever the alternative renewable resources we have, we also have the economical benefits. In terms of things, what is the energies we have? The 80% of our cost will be reduced if you go for the solar systems are concerned. If you have implemented the alternative energy resources, definitely we have the great number of employment opportunities for the generations are concerned. So in that context, the academics also should look into the program. What I learned from your concerns, what I got from your discussion and gathering of eminent people with a lot of commitment, that the institution also should have the inculcate this type of knowledge into the classroom. This type of knowledge into the curriculum. that may be online course, or that may be blended mode, or that may be offline course. But everything should be included into the curriculum so that our younger generation, future generation, will enhance the understanding of this type of environmental issues and having the alternative energy resources and research. So I hope this great meeting, listening with the Dr. GSC Rao Garu, definitely we will have the impact on younger generations and also impact on academic institutions to redesign, reshaping of their curriculum. Recently, I want to say that everything will affect and influence the society. One day, our Honorable Chief Minister had a meeting with the inauguration of Cyber Tower in the police headquarters. When we are like us in the gatherings, she says that the youth of this country is facing two important challenges. The challenge may be that may be a cyber crime, or that may be other type of matpaniyalu effects, etc., etc. So in that context, he directed us to prevent the cyber security. The cyber security course should be introduced for the students. Immediately, the council and all the academic bodies of universities decided to introduce the cyber security course for all the undergraduate courses. And Janardhan Reddy Garu and Rajendra sir also here, and Bhaginandan sir in academic. Several years back, by the direction of the Supreme Court, in the undergraduate level also, every student have the environmental science. It does not have that much effect on day-to-day life. It was not have the injected into their minds. So what happens, not only the policies, not only the deliberations and discussions, what we expect from the society is to make their day-to-day life to implement this type of things. Then only that will have a few results to change the society's concern. With these few words, I feel a great honor having this great, more than 20 colleges offering under this umbrella. I feel it is one of the best universities in the country, type like you. Wherever I visit, that may be a degree college, that may be a small BEd college, and a pharmacy college, your students are excellent. Even this small polytechnic, the technological food science course, every year your students will prepare a wonderful food technology issues with the students are concerned. So I feel proud to be associated with the great people working in this organization. I also feel happy that the students came from across Telangana into different organizations. Definitely this message will spread across the academic circles in different forums. Thank you, one and all, for giving me this opportunity and sparing your valuable time listening with you.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, today's topic on renewable and alternate energy resources is very important in the present for sustenance in the future. Thank you again, sir, and we are very fortunate to have you in that position where you are really making a lot of reforms and changes and improving our employability opportunities. Yes, sir, we do agree that it has to be, everything has to start from us, individual, when we want a change in the generations and the society. Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite...
Wait 1 minute. Thank you, Lipadri Garu. One point there are many points I missed in my introduction. One of the important things you touched upon is the employment. Sir, these renewable energy sources are going to create a lot of employment. Thank you for reminding that. And another important thing, I forgot in my welcome. I only welcome the people here. There are a lot of people who are watching this particular thing. In fact, even some people, friends in outside country also, but even in Lal Bahadur College, or T. Chandrasekhar and also Enigul Rajendra and other people, they have sent the live and they are seeing it actually. So I extend a welcome to all of them, and all of you actually, I'm so surprised at the clarity. Technology is so much. If you see, actually live going on. Whatever when you are speaking, everything is available. So we have shared with around 417 economic committee members. And some of the people may be saying, and the clarity is so beautiful. To see this, so even he said that his relative in Washington, Seattle also is watching right now. So that's the technology. Thank you very much, ma'am.
I request Sri Aditya Margam Garu, Vice President Economic Committee, to introduce today's guest speaker, Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu, Founder and Managing Director, GCS Private Limited, and also invite him to present the talk.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. G.S.C. Rao Garu is a self-confessed Usmanian. He said he's a very proud Usmanian and also a very proud Telugu Bidda. Why he said that is 40 years ago, I believe, soon after his education, he moved away towards the north. And he took his PhD from the National Sugar Institute, Kanpur, India. And for the last 45 years, he has been successfully running sugar industries in Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Karnataka in South India. So that is why his name has become G.S.C. Rao. Otherwise, if he was, so it's easy for the Northern Indians to say Rao Sir, then say Seshankar. Yes.
He's sugarcane Rao.
So that's what. But there are a lot of inspiring aspects about Rao Garu, which I would like to highlight. So of course his academic record is impeccable. But what I find that he is a technologist, and he is a senior management professional and an entrepreneur. This is a very rare combination where a technologist can manage institutions and a person who is managing institutions can actually turn around sick units and introduce entrepreneurial spirit amongst the youngsters. So these are the three aspects that actually highlight Rao Garu's personality. Otherwise, to go into details, for senior management professionals, he has established an EPC ethanol plant of 65 kiloliters per day in Purnia, Bihar. So there is something that we can learn, all our senior members here. And as far as entrepreneurs are concerned, he is still involved in the renewable energy sector for ethanol production and CBG and sugar in the North India. And as a sugar technologist, of course, he has made large contributions by organizing seminars, both Indian as well as international. As a technologist, he is also a much sought after person in India and abroad in countries like Tanzania, I have the list of countries, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Syria, Romania, etc., apart from India. Now for the students, as Dr. Gangadhar has highlighted, there is a lot to learn, and the large proportion of the audience is in students. But as far as Rao Garu's personality is concerned, there is a lot for the teachers also to learn, because he has published more than 130 papers in international and national conferences on sugarcane management, sugar technology, sugar plant cogeneration, ethanol, and environmental issues. So Dr. Rao is immensely, he's poised in a position where he can tell us about technology, about managing institutions, and about starting enterprises which are going to create renewable energy resources. With these few words, I would not like to come in between you and the speaker. It's already afternoon. So I wish you all a very pleasant afternoon. Thank you very much, sir. I invite you to come over.
Dr. Limbadri Garu has a meeting at in fact 11:30. He was supposed to be there. So sometime he will live in the middle. Okay. Okay, now thank you very much.
Thank you.
यही है प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था सबको। कैसे प्रॉब्लम है?
Good morning. Good morning, youngsters, and elders, and respectable friends. And thanks to Gangadhar Rao, Dr. Gangadhar Rao, my dear friend Shankar Lal, Janardhan Reddy, Pratap, Rajkumar. All these people are old friends, a generation has passed. What is really meant to the society faculty? What is more interesting is to come back to your own soil and talk something which you have learned in your lifetime. That's very important. I did the Usmania post-graduation from botany department in physiology, which have nothing to do with the work I am doing. That's how the life is. And in 74 I left and went to North. Always wanted to come back, but never come back. But today, in a different setup, I am here. See, as Gangadhar Rao said, the pursuit of knowledge is endless. Every time you keep learning, every time you upgrade yourself, and that is the joy of life. Here I quote, before I start my presentation, verse 49 of chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. See, Gurein Havyam Karma, Buddhi Yoga Dharanya, Buddho Sharan Mekshata, Prabhanam Palamekta. What that means is, I mean, there are several interpretations of Bhagavad Gita. The interpretation or thing which I want in present context is undivided attention in right direction and enjoying your efforts during the course of action to achieve goal is at most important than achieving goal per se. So you always have some aspirations to go. When you reach there, it doesn't stop with that. You can again put another goal or something. The travel or the journey, that is more important. That's exactly what we are into, all of us into that. We are upgrading our knowledge, upgrading our requirements of learning. So in the present presentation, economic implications of implementing renewable and alternative energy sources. This is not a new topic, it's very old, but it has come to a limelight, it has come to an importance, because the fossil fuels like coal and crude oil will get exhausted someday or other. Way back, Thomas Edison said that it is the time to go for renewable energy. You can imagine from where the thinking is there. And the whole concept of renewable energy really picked up in India, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, and a lot of. See, the policy and financing, credit availability, are the enablers for any technology to develop. The ground reality is how to run the business, what are the economics of that, what are the constraints of that, how you go about it, that is the one. But policy is like a shadow or sky over your roof over you, and the financing is like a floor per base. So in between is your science that goes. Government is largely responsible for policies, and the financial institutions created by the government or otherwise will support the system. Now that's how it is. So let me start. I think I am given opportunity to talk for 45 minutes or something. Please feel free to stop me and ask question anything. I don't want the whole presentation should become monotonous. One man talking and all the people are getting bored of hearing or not hearing. So please, we can be very free. Before I start, a lot of engineering students are there. So Our industry, the sugar, renewable energy, ethanol, and then cogeneration, all these are highly technical. We have mechanical engineers, we have electronic instrumentation engineers, we have electrical people, we have civil, we have different engineering branches that really work in this sector. Academically, I would say best institution students like IITs and other groups, they don't come back to this industry or any engineering industry. All are into software. You get trained, graduated from IIT and you land up in US going to IT because of career opportunities are little. Whatever left is they become IAS officers or services. I have now in contact with in Haryana state we do our 3 factories we are operating there the operation management. The chief secretary, additional chief secretary of Haryana is from MD. HAPED is Haryana Market Federation, 80,000 crore company. The MD of that is one Srinivas, who is from Public Enterprises and Institute of Usmania, and feel very proud that the people are doing that and want to see more engineering people into engineering industry into this land. I think things will come when food will become energy. These things are going to happen. So I am going to talk about these things. See, my presentation will cover ethanol, compressed biogas, and solar, wind and waste to energy and green hydrogen. The energy insights you see in India, India is one of the fastest economies and third largest energy consuming nation because of our population and the area. A significant amount of India's energy demands met through oil. The nation relies mostly on 85% really oil imports. We don't have that much oil to meet our needs. We import. The major amount of our funds or the requirements will go in importing the oil. That everybody knows, it's not a new thing. Why it is important is, if we have to sustain as a sustainable country and do the growth and development, we have to be self-reliant. So the target now is energy consumption in India will go double by 2050, and global energy will be doubled from 17 to 18%, 14% India's share. So this is a thing which is really going to expand. Growing energy demand and dependence import poses a significant security problem, energy security. It causes substantial outflow of foreign exchange. We spend nearly 117 crores in importing the oil. That's a huge bill. I mean, the figures are 97, some will say. As we interact with the MOP, Ministry of Oil and Petroleum and Gas, we see this is never ending. Although we are trying to explore some of the oil drills and other things, but it is something energy is highly demanding. And environmentally, most of the energy which we import oil and all, it creates a lot of environmental problems. I come from Delhi, where AQI everyday threatens. I have a vehicle, or many of my friends, if I have a vehicle, we can't run it because BS4 cannot be operating, or otherwise we have to go by odd and even. It is so high, so much polluted. I mean, governments are not able to do it. You can always blame a farmer for burning the parali or the stubbles. You can blame the municipal corporations for producing the municipal waste. I mean, there are many reasons. Every environmentalist very successfully tells how it is polluted. They will not tell how it can be controlled. Like a small example, when we had an economic crisis all over the world, the London School of Economics, which is supposed to be eminent, about 14 Nobel laureates are there from London School of Economics. The Queen Elizabeth at that time said, you people are very bright in analyzing and telling what went wrong, but you will not be able to predict anything and tell how can we correct it. So the whole emphasis today in my presentation is, what is the future, how you are going to handle the things. I mean, I am one of the many people who talk about it, but given an opportunity, I thought I should talk about these things. There are tidal one is there are many other aspects, nuclear is there, but I am restricted to this. Normally, anybody can talk on any subject if he has done practical experience in it with authenticity. Others, you gather the information thanks to our Google Guru or whatever it is. So we can talk authentically. The two areas in this, ethanol, CBG, napier grass. These are the areas they have worked. The remaining are, to tell you one, waste to energy also dearer to me. Other things are bookish. So you should excuse me to my limited knowledge in this. India has targets of becoming net zero by 2070, right? And in overall goal, by 2030, the total energy requirement would be about 900 to 1000 gigawatt. Of that, 50% will be 500 gigawatt will be renewable energy. That is the target. And then reduce the carbon emissions, carbon credits or whatever you say, and reduce the intensity, carbon intensity by 45%. So what are the things to really act upon this? One is government policy initiatives like biofuels, CBG, motor fuels, solar, wind, waste energy, waste to energy, WTE, for green power, green hydrogen for energy initiative for different uses, and electrical transport. So the renewable energy can be categorized into two portions. One is motor fuel for utility of the thermal energy, and the whatever petroleum based Indian is there. So we have to understand that renewable energy is not one thing. It is divided into many branches, many things, and all this renewable, when we call it, it is not a thing which, like unlike fossil fuels, you keep using it, it keeps on generating, producing them. For example, I give an example of my own specialization, sugar. Sugarcane crop, all of you know, by photosynthesis produces carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are used, oligosaccharides used to make sugar. Every year, bagasse that comes out of sugarcane is a renewable thing, and when you burn bagasse, you generate power. That power is yearly. Second advantage of renewable energy is the people who are involved in renewable energy are the the farmers. Farmers are the one who get benefit. 60 million people are in India who grow sugarcane. All are beneficiaries if you go for a cogeneration of power. Right? Like that, CBG is another area. It totally rural spirit. It is not a big scale. Villages, tehsils and districts, all these people will get benefited. As Dr. Gangadhar said, gobar gas and these things, they were there, but we were utilizing in a very small way. The emphasis is now to use more. We have a policy by Government of India in which UP government says every village, every tehsil should have at least one CBG plant. That is a widespread. It is not huge companies of high scale and all that. It is a level better than cottage industry, but having a electric vehicles, we say that it is green, but it is not really green because we use the fossil fuel to generate the electricity and we charge the car with that. In future, those things are also going to change. See, these are the 5-point strategy that has been adopted by Government of India, and also biofuels and renewables for the locomotion or the transportation, energy efficiency norms, more and more energy efficiency norms are implemented or they are strict about it, the improvement will come. Lot of things which we used to waste, now they have become a source of energy. That is, they are going to be very well utilized for power generation and other things. Waste to energy is one of the areas which I'll cover later on. Just to begin, waste to energy is all municipal waste is collected and put into a factory to burn and carbon emissions, methane emissions and produce energy. That's a very good concept, and huge municipal waste or the related to cow dung and other things they are being used now. So let us start with the ethanol EBP. Ethanol is a C25OH, which is a simple alcohol with no water in that. When we ferment molasses, when we ferment grain, rice or maize or any biomass product, methane gas is produced, and it is also that we produce, after fermentation by yeast, we produce alcohol. That alcohol, first stage is called a rectified spirit, which is about 96.4 moisture. Then we dehydrate it with the molecular sieve, that becomes 99.7. That is the motor fuel. In 1967, from 1967, Brazil is producing ethanol. Brazil is one of the foremost people. When there is a challenge of the OPEC countries raising the price, they thought it's a national policy to go for alcohol. Since then they are going. Now we see in Brazil, a motor vehicle will run entirely with ethanol as a combination of ethanol and petrol. So that the blending is at 27% minimum and maximum is 100%. They are called flexi fuel cars. In our country, we started with Germany, but as expected, yeah, sorry.
Point towards the computer here.
What's this side? Not working. We can change slides. I think I request him to change the slides. No, technology features are always there. When you start a board meeting to do a presentation of what's there, never works. And the independent director says, you made it that way? Next. Yeah. Ethanol, largest producer is US, which produces about 52 billion liters of ethanol from maize. India doesn't have sugarcane. And maize, they call it with the petrol is 85%. Then we have Brazil, which is really a pioneer. Brazilians have totally transformed their sugar industry. The sugar industry is taken over by the oil companies, Shell and other people, because what interests them is the ethanol. Ethanol and producing power from the bagasse, like by cogeneration. So, In 2003, when BJP government, Vajpayee he was Prime Minister, Ram Naik, who was a petroleum minister at that time, the policy is taken to introduce ethanol at 2% initially. Then the other government were not interested at all. So it took a, as I told you, policy support is not there, no industry or that nothing can come out. After that, 2013-14, when this new BJP government came, in between, Nitin Gadkari's house, he used to be very keen on ethanol. So he was proposing it. 2014, they fixed the price of ethanol and they made it mandatory for the automobile companies to blend ethanol. Now the present target is about 10% blending is achieved. To be achieved was achieved by 2002. Next is 20%. Once the 20% target is achieved in 2025, we'll go for next level to 27%. And experiments are there to really run with only ethanol. There are some buses running in Nagpur. And the oil companies have now understood the importance. Earlier they were in paradise of their own, importing crude oil and trying to refine it and not interested in ethanol or anything desi products. So now they are compulsory. And the oil companies like Reliance or Naira Energy and all, they will be even regular oil or public sector units also. If they don't blend, they will be fined. They will be fined 2 rupees a litre petrol if they don't use the ethanol. That is the condition. A lot of policy initiatives have been taken. Then administrated price, as I told you, they fix the price. When the raw material is known, MSP and other things, whatever it is, from sugarcane or maize or rice. Second is product price. Product price, when the businessmen know or the industry know what is their margin. Once they know the margin, they can work out the economics. All the states in the country, first it started with few states, then it is extended to everywhere. No, there are issues which I will come back. Next. Ethanol blending program, which is called popularly EBP. This is you utilize the agriculture surplus. Agriculture surplus, when I say agriculture, sugarcane is there. Sugarcane is in cyclic industry. When sugarcane is suppressed, some portion of sugarcane will be diverted to produce ethanol. And that is the major point. The economics of industry of ethanol and sugar are balanced. That's what national policy of Brazil either. They take every year they decide 50% of sugarcane will be made to go to sugar making sugar. 50% will go to ethanol. If it is tilting 45, 50, 55 or 40, 60, all these things. India is going towards that. Last year we had a surplus and we have diverted about 3.5 million liters of sugar to ethanol. So this is a flexible, sustainable formula to run the industry. Two industries are affected. One community, which is farmers, they are highly benefited. The sugarcane prices are given higher, they have assurance now, all these things. Second one is, as I said, farmers' income to be boosted. Present day sugarcane prices are very high because of sugar-based ethanol, allowing industry to pay that. Then definitely reduce the fuel import. It is a cleaner fuel. How it is cleaner fuel? When ethanol is burned, added to petrol, and the emissions that come are absolutely less polluting. Because ethanol is an oxy-generator. Environmentally highly advantage to environment. So ethanol is a CNG gas is there and ethanol is another one. Then it's an enterprise opportunity. About 700 ethanol based distilleries are coming in the country, and most of the sugar factories are adding distilleries and producing ethanol. A lot of employment. Enormous amount of employment comes. And last but not least, sugar.
Good.
sugarcane is an agricultural crop. Any agricultural crop is rural based in our country. Maize, that's corn, rice, and sugarcane or millets or anything to do with agriculture is related to farmer. This country to maintain is the farmers' interest in farming, farmers' interest to produce food, now the energy also, but the whole big population we have. The whole population burden has now come into the resources because there should be something interesting to the farmers' children too. Otherwise, they all come to engineering colleges or some other colleges and leave the rural area. This industry coming in the heart of rural area will greatly help. So that is one of the advantages. Next. See, this is little data. There are a lot of data available, but to cap up little overall picture. This is the production of ethanol in this 2020 data I am giving here. 52 billion liters in United States, Brazil is 32, European Union is 5, China is 3.2, India is only 1.73. You can see the potential up to what we can go because of this. But our blending policy was so good, so we have 5 to 10%, and Thailand is also 5 to 10%. The percentage as it increases, there will be a more pull of the product. Because more pull is there, more production will happen.
In the US, it is being blended now?
Yes, it is called E85. E85. Ours is E10, it becomes E20. And Brazil is E27. E is ethanol blending in petrol. And the pricing also very interesting. USA per liter of ethanol, 0.799 is the dollars, and Brazil is 0.892, and Thailand is 0.724. And if you put it in USD dollars, ours is 0.856 from sugarcane juice and syrup, B heavy molasses 0.79, C heavy molasses 0.63, damaged food grains is 0.714, and surplus from FCI is 767. That is 63 rupees 59 per liter. Now you may ask, what are these? Sugarcane, when it is processed, after sugar is made, there is a byproduct called molasses. That molasses has some sugar. So when you do the processing, there is first is you crush the cane, get the juice. That juice goes into concentration in vacuum evaporators, energy efficient. Then the syrup can be directly sent to distillery as ethanol. That syrup which comes out will give about 70 liters to 80 liters of ethanol per ton. Then second is, first boiling is A boiling, second boiling is B boiling. From B boiling, that is stages to make sugar. B boiling molasses is called B heavy, which has got 56 to 57% of total sugar. So third is the normal molasses, which is C molasses. These are the three sources, and Government of India fixed the prices for different types of molasses and syrup. That's how we see to encourage sugarcane syrup to develop 63 rupees 59. Last to say damaged food grains, there is so much of surplus rice in FCI. We really do not know whether they are in the godown or damaged condition. Nobody opens that because it's a top black box. Now with the ethanol program, the FCI, directed by the Government of India, agreed to release damaged food to ethanol so that their stocks will come down. We have at least 3 times more than what we require in buffer stock of rice, and that is not unnecessarily gets wasted or gets spoiled. So that is damaged food grains. Then second thing is, Food Corporation of India said, we also have excess stock. Please allow us to supply. Then Government of India fixed the price at 20 rupees kg, 20,000 rupees. And that price is this 56.8. Recent development is maize prices have gone up. MSP of maize has gone up, maize demand has gone up. So Government of India announced 8 rupees increase for the maize-based ethanol. All the raw material sources are different, but ethanol prices are fixed by the government. That's it. Next. Next, please.
Sir, efficiency of these oils, you said high molasses, etc. Will the efficiency be same since the rates are different?
Efficiency of
ethanol of various.
Efficiency of ethanol largely depends on how much of sugar is there. Syrup has highest sugar, but syrup is direct from sugar cane. In economics, sugar making is not going to be benefited by that. And B heavy molasses is 56% sugar. From B heavy, we get about 315 liters per ton. From C heavy, we get 260. From rice, we get 455 to 460 liters because the starch content is high. With maize, we get about 400 liters. So the yields are different, but ultimate product of ethanol is same. The specifications are same. The yields are different. So depending upon the economics, depending upon what industry wants or the manufacturer wants, they can make. And all these things are separately stored. When oil marketing companies purchase that, you have to specifically tell which source you are getting. You can't just club it up and say, I am giving you ethanol. No.
But the byproduct is the same. The byproduct is the same.
The byproduct is the same.
No, product is same.
Yeah, then why the difference? Why the quality?
I am saying the
byproduct is carbon dioxide water. He's right, ethanol is fine.
I am clarifying the raw material source are different. Their prices are, the price of ethanol is fixed depending upon the amount of sugar there in the raw material. Okay? If a raw material is giving 455 liters per ton.
सर लाइट होना है वीडियो के लिए डार्क हो रहा पूरा वो भी बंद कर दिए जब से देख रहा हूँ
मैडम 1 minute.
The byproduct is the same, ethanol that is produced. Why can't they fix a price for the ethanol that is produced? Because you are saying the standards of ethanol is going to be the same, whatever may be the source.
I am sorry, what I am saying is saying the price of ethanol is fixed according to a product raw material which is being processed.
Policy decision.
See, if you want to encourage ethanol production, if you give a higher price to the product which has got more sugar, then becomes economical. 56% sugar is there in B heavy and 28% is there in C heavy. Okay? And there is a 72% in rice, 68% or 69% in maize. So depending upon the sugar level, every 1% of sugar, we produce about 5% of ethanol. That's a thumb rule. So these things are calculated, then only the Government of India fixes. Ministry of Agriculture, now presently the Ministry of Public Distribution, DFPD, Food and Distribution, they are involved.
So what is the price that is being given from the waste if you produce?
Yeah, I'll come to that. I mentioned it earlier, but again I'll come back. These are the projections.
Sir, J.C. Ragaru, the question of Madam is very simple for the audience. She says, when the final product is ethanol from different sources, why can't the government fix up the ethanol price itself as one? Why different pricings, etc., from different sources? That's what the question was.
I'll tell you that. Why it is, when we have different raw materials, sugarcane has a price in different states. And there is a MSP for the grain and rice. So the prices are different. When you make from that price, suppose I make from sugarcane, it's a different cost of production. When I make from maize, it's a different cost of production. When I make from rice, it is different. So the differentiated, the final price of ethanol according to the price of the raw material.
But the ethanol is same all along?
Oh,
yes,
ethanol is 99.7.
Sir, actually, I agree with Bedam. That's very logical. I think Government of India should do that. I mean, ultimately you are taking ethanol. So it doesn't matter from where it's coming. Even though the cost of production may be different. You know, what you said, we take that point. It's up to the Government of India to do what they want.
It is not possible.
No, it is level playing field basically.
No,
Level playing field.
It's important, sir. We cannot tamper with the agriculture commodities price. There is MSP, there is a SMP. Those prices must be protected. Suppose you make it from 400 rupees a ton, quintal, sugarcane, and produce ethanol and fix the price, and that you compare with rice, or you compare with molasses, it cannot be. So the formula is worked out. What is the raw material price? There is an organization called BICP, Bureau of Cost and Prices. They work on that every year they give Government of India a report what should be the agriculture price. The most important thing is the farmer should be protected from the price of the agriculture product. Otherwise, farming will vanish. And these are the way we have developed.
Sir, one question. So suppose if I use a natural source which is waste and I produce ethanol, so what would be the cost of it?
Madam, let me correct you. Waste is not a source of ethanol. Source of ethanol is a agriculture products like sugarcane, maize, rice, millets.
A lot of research is going on in terms of producing ethanol from the waste that is solid waste that is coming out from the household use and society.
No.
Yes.
Municipal waste.
I'll come back to that. But let me answer you first. Waste to energy is a different sector. That's also renewable energy. Municipal waste, one of these slides I'll show you, where one of our boys is managing it, Jindal's factory. They conserve 20,000 tons of municipal waste after segregation.
The slide is there anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, if you can wait, you will see it.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Next one is, there is a debate in US, food versus fuel. So when we started this program, there was a debate in the Krishi Bhavan also. Are we taking away the food to produce ethanol? Then the whole, Coimbatore Breeding Research Institute, IARA, all these things, we have given input. What is important is, we have a surplus sugar production of 6 million metric tons. Very interesting, in 1934, we started producing sugar. 1934 onwards, sugar factories started coming, 500 tons or 800 tons something. From 100,000 tons, that is 1 lakh tons, now today we produce about 34 million tons of sugar. We are the biggest sugar producers. Here are the Brazil and we are the largest producers. If Indian sugar industry sneezes, the whole world gets the cold. That is the condition. Prices are so important. So, the surplus sugar is making a cycles. Whenever there is more sugar, the prices of sugar goes down. The farmers will not be paid their arrears. That problem is there. To make it acyclic, Government of India said, let's export the sugar. Unfortunately, our process technology did not permit that much, because we don't produce either raw sugar or refined sugar, we produce plantation like. Then this policy has put, whatever sugar surplus is there, factories are allowed to put up a distillery and export, convert it to ethanol. That ethanol will be now adjusted. So, when we have excess production, we can divert to ethanol, then stabilize the sugar prices, then increase the revenue of sugar industry for prompt realization for farmers. As I told you, most important thing, sugarcane or any crop, because rice and maize are short duration. Sugarcane he will grow for 1 year, then harvest in 6 months when the factories work, and wait for 6 months to 2 years or 1 year. You often hear there is agitation for that and all that, and governments will pitch in and say, will you issue a FIR, will issue this, that, or they will subsidize, or they will help. So these cycles are gone, basically. Then rice, you say 122.27 million metric tons, whereas consumption is 108. So this will go as a buffer stock into the godowns and all, it gets spoiled. So that can be used. And if the FCA and state agencies store more than 3 months of buffer stock. Buffer stock is whenever there is a shortage, government India releases. That is gone. Then surplus rice gets spoiled, as I told you. The distribution of rice rather than production availability is an issue. Because people say there is a lot of poverty, actually see, the problem is not the production of paddy or rice. The problem is the distribution of them, whatever you call it, ration or public distribution or anything, those it gets leaked in between, it will not reach. That's why the present government's policies are subsidize the rice and give them to on ration cards and everything. There's a lot of talk. Our great Kejriwal started and it spread to everybody. And it's not a really good thing for economic point of view, but it is. Then same thing with maize. Maize is a dryland crop. It's not like sugarcane or rice, which requires a lot of water. So to encourage dryland crops, the maize product is being used only for starch, human consumption. That can be now converted to be industrial use like ethanol. So there is huge growth that is going to happen in the maize production. And our maize yields are not very good. Maize yields are maximum is in Purnia, Bihar, about 7 to 8 tons, otherwise 2.5 tons. So that is we have to go for, like US have gone for genetically modified maize. In our country there are a lot of people who oppose this genetically modified. When they will come, that will also happen. Next please. We have produced 433, that is 4.3 billion liters of ethanol from sugar industry alone. And our ethanol production has increased 2.5 times and number of distilleries increased to 66. We are getting now huge capacities of distilleries. Lot of growth is taking place. Ethanol percentage, as I told, it started with 2%, it has gone up to 11.5, it will go up to 20% in 2025 and further. Cumulative foreign exchange earned is old data. Then, as I told you, ethanol being oxygen generator, it reduced the CO2 emissions by 318 lakh tons last 8 years. So, carbon monoxide is emitted when petrol is burned. When ethanol is blended, it doesn't, and there is a additive in petrol which is called MTB, automobile petroleum. They have been assigned the job to find out the ignition of engine phenomenally goes up, and then the efficiency of the fuel goes up with ethanol addition. So there are advantages environmentally, there are advantages economically, there are advantages for the industry. And government revenue with 5% GST, they get money.
So the mileage of the car goes up if you blend the petrol with ethanol.
What you said?
The mileage of the car per liter, it goes up.
I would call it fuel efficiency.
Yeah, that's fine. We say in common thing, how many kilometers are there, the 8 liter. So if you add ethanol to the petroleum products, then the mileage, the number of kilometers increases.
They got it IR number or NR number.
Whatever. Let's not go into complications. Simple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next please. This is the roadmap. We have grain-based ethanol. We require, according to Niti Aayog, we require about 1,000 crore liters ethanol by 2025. So in that ethanol, there is alcohol which goes for drinking also. There is potable alcohol. The alcohol that goes for industrial raw materials, industrial feedstock. Like we make 200 types of chemicals from the ethanol. The chemical industry uses that. So considering all this, they said 1,500 crore liters. Now there is a recent tender by oil marketing companies for 825 crore liters for ethanol this year. So it's growing, phenomenally growing. Then it encourages the dry crops. BS4, BS6 emissions norms are also applicable for E20 vehicles. The norms are fixed so that pollution or environment is not there. Now BS4 and onwards, BS4 and below down, they are not allowed to fly, particularly in Delhi, because the AQI Delhi is very high, and places like Hyderabad still it is much less. Then there is a Jeevan Indhan Vatavaran Anukul Fasal Nirman. This is a program by Government of India. The scheme aims to create ecosystem for setting up commercial projects, boost research and development in 2G. Ma'am, just now you asked one question. this answers that. Any polysaccharide, like cellulose and all, theoretically or scientifically, it can be broken down by hydrolysis, enzymatic hydrolysis, and made into hexose, that is glucose, and that can be fermented to make ethanol. The 2G is a big talk at one time. I have opportunity to visit many countries in the world. Everywhere, even USA, we visited the breaking of polysaccharide, that is cellulose, enzymatically possible, but costs are almost double. In Brazil, 2G ethanol costs 1.2 liters, $2 per liter, more than 1. Suppose ethanol price is 1, it will be 2.2. So economically unviable. Still the research is going on. A company called Novozymes, it is into enzymes, they are trying. The cost of not able to break. Two things are fundamentally in this world. One is storage of power. Whatever power we produce, we cannot store it. With batteries and all that, but not large scale. Same way, cellulose, it can be converted into a food, that is a hexose. A food scarcity will not be there in this world. But they are the scientific things. Someday or other we'll achieve. Why I am saying this is, 1875, youngsters should listen this, 1875, Patent Authority of US said, whatever has to be invented has been invented. There is no need of any patents. You see, most of the inventions happen after that. So, the inventions or the pursuit of knowledge, pursuit of excellence is continuous. So, it's a big issue of cost of production and other things. Next, please. Now, this is most important, which Dr. Gangadhar Rao asked me to tell. Rosy story is okay. Everything rosy is okay, but there is other side of the coin also. What is the other side of coin? Regular availability of grain or availability of sugarcane is a problem. Why? Because if the sugar prices are good, nobody will produce ethanol. They will go for sugar. That purchase is more money. Like when sugar price is 28 rupees a kg, it's different. When sugar price is 47 rupees a kg, it's different. When international market is sugar price, raw sugar price is $200, it's different. When it's $450, it's different. When refined sugar price is $300 is different. Refined sugar price is $700 is different. So the whole program is hinged upon sugar versus ethanol in sugar industry. Coming to grain, the moment you put the grain-based distillery, there is two problems. One is availability of grain. We require about 220 tons of grain every day for 100 kiloliters, that is 1 lakh liters ethanol. To get sustainably same, the rice is harvested 2 times in a year. So crop will come at that time, you have to procure it, keep it as the working capital requirements will go up. So there is a problem in that. And most important thing, independent grain-based ethanol plants require a fuel to run the boiler and turbine. Boiler. That fuel is not easy. Rice husk is so light, you can't get, but 150 tons every day is required. That's the problem. Regular availability of. Third is sugar factories which have distilleries. The moment sugar prices are better, they don't produce it. It's economics only. Bipatriate agreement. See, the government of India policy or the ethanol industry requires, when you have fixed price, when you have supply only to OMCs, oil marketing companies, you have to have an assurance that they will buy. So government of India said, okay, go for, we encourage as a policy at 5% promoter's equity, you can produce it, put up ethanol distillery. Suppose ethanol distillery costs about 150 crores. 5% only you have to put, remaining banks will go. Banks on their part to be smart, because they have clients, our clients, are stuck up because of non-availability of funds from bank financing, because of this bipartite agreement. Even the IREDA, where we are talking, we could convince the IREDA in a big way. Now IREDA is giving it 75, 25 or 8500 funding. 85 is a loan and 15% is equity or 25% is depending upon the business. So this is a big problem of loaning. If credit is available, then credit is coming for home loans, homes are increasing. So any industry will grow, any sector will grow if there is a possibility of getting money to implement the project. And that is the big initiative. Next, please.
What is the present scenario on the ethanol production in the country with all these factors?
Sir,
what is the present scenario of the ethanol production in this country with all these factors?
I want to draw your attention, I mentioned about it. Present position is
in the backdrop of...
Yeah, in spite of that, the present condition is we produce about 800 crore liters of ethanol from different sources, and ethanol industry is growing. It is not stopping. There is always, in Telugu they know, Shatakoti Daridra Kalantakotopaya. So there is always a way to do it. And business people or business entrepreneurs always cry. Government always says these people are not good. These things will go on. Bank lenders are very careful, but industry is growing. And we are able to do 12% now. We are going to do 20%, then go to 27%. It's decreasing.
What percentage of the ethanol produced is diverted to the alcohol industry, to whiskey and all that kind of things? Any percentage?
In India, if you take Indian figures,
very important. It is there in everybody's mind, that's why I asked.
It is very much there in my mind also. See, when we produce alcohol, that is called rectified spirit, that is the basic thing. Rectified spirit is used for the perfumes and other uses, like xylitol and other things where we have gums. Second sector is this one, that is 96.4 or extra neutral alcohol, which is also 96.4 with a lower alcohol. When you have a drink in the night, if you get a headache in the morning, that headache reason is the aldehydes and aldehydes and ketones. So to take out that, extra neutral alcohol is made. We suppose we produce about 3.5 billion liters. Out of that, 1.8 to 2 billion liters is going for ethanol. Major portion goes to potable liquor. Potable liquor is, which is called IMFL, Indian made foreign liquors. So there is a whiskey, gin, brandy, all these things. There, the most important and powerful local people are the state governments. They get the major revenue through their duties with the potable alcohol. Ethanol, they don't get anything. The GST goes to center and whatever distribution is there, it's there. So the big proponent of potable liquor are the state government. For example, Telangana, the present government, the multiplicity of the retail IMFL sellers is phenomenally high because it's a revenue for their programs and all. 6,000 to 7,000 crores of money comes in UP from lending. We produce a lot of, there is a Radico Faikan, there is one Vijay Mallya's company, and George Distilleries. Codes is there. A lot of companies there. Earlier, alcohol is only used for drinking purpose mostly. No, ethanol is added. So crop subsidization will happen. Next. I hope I am not dragging it. 15 minutes. Okay. Go through fast. See, CBG is compressed biogas. Natural CNG is compressed natural gas. The CBG is produced by, it has got methane at 90%. Worldwide CBG is excellent alternative to support the energy requirement by natural gas. There is a transport fuel. That is, CNG is a transport fuel. This compressed biogas can be added to the transport fuel like, which is called CGD, compressed gas district, where they are getting through a low pipe and all gas to we can use it. Substrate, that is raw material required for producing compressed gas is rice straw, which is a base now, it can be used there. We have press take of sugar factory that uses complete press take comes. Then there is a multiple municipal sewage. Municipal sewage can be brought in and that can be converted into CBG. Collection is very limited problem. And there are other agriculture ways. Next please. This is the process. 10 kgs of rice straw, 20 kgs of napier grass, 25 kgs of pressmud can be a peat straw and different production. The first treatment, digester, anaerobic fermentation, then goes to make the biogas. One of the co-products is the CO2, which can be used. And another product is form fermented organic manure that can be used recycled back to. Okay, next. Reduction in import benefits. Reduction in import natural gas and crude oil. We import nearly 60% of gas outside. We can substitute that with our, and it can be done in different 5,000 CBG plants can come in different rural areas all over the country. It is not polarized, it is spread. The same benefits which you have seen in other things. And the climate change, carbon credits are very well valued and available if you produce CBG. That's one big advantage.
Excuse me, can the CBG be pumped into the grid, pipe grid?
No, sir. CBG can be done in 3 ways. One is...
Can the GAIL accept the CBG?
Yeah. One is you can draw CBG into chaos and that you can deliver it at the petrol pumps or where they can be sold. That get the best price. Second is you can pump into the grid, but not into the main pipeline, but in CGD. Wherever CGD is there, CD gas districts are there. There you can pump.
GAIL is refusing to take CBG after this. GAIL is refusing to take CBG because of the STS. They are afraid that the pipeline may get damaged. STS not afraid.
No, GAIL is mandated to take.
I'm telling on the ground the problems.
No, I always say, don't know. One side of the coin is what government policies are doing. Other side is what are the practices. So it is taking in some places, not it is not taking. Because some of our friends in GAIL, they tell that they are taking it.
GAIL, full form Japal.
GAIL, Gas Authority of India Limited. And one of the Telugu person was the executive director there.
Prasad.
See, the problem with me is I can go on talking all day, but I have to restrict the time given by the organizers. Next, please. This is the how much of electricity demand it substitutes 19%, natural gas 30%, then 28% coal demand, and GHG emissions reduction by 22%. Next, please. This is the scenario of this one, CBG. Surplus agriculture residues are 20 million metric tons. Recoverable cattle dung is 25 million metric tons. Sewage is 10 million metric tons. And spent wash and municipal solid. All this it can be a raw material for production of gas. And these are the details of that. I don't want to go in detail with them because we can go to the other part of the presentation. Next slide. Estimated production of bio-CNG is growing. FY 22 to 30, we expect about 43%. Next. These are the challenges, sir. The one gentleman asked. The challenges are feedstock availability. The challenge is mitigation of detailed site level assessment. Then feedstock pricing. Mitigation long-term contracts will be locked for prices. Bioslurry, liquid fermented organic manure or fermented organic manure. Then taxation, production versus offtake. Then skilled manpower and technology. Future trends is trade in carbon credits. There's a major revenue as well. Then MOU, that is Ministry of Forests and in about CBG. Next please.
So these are the initiatives and some of the challenges. If I go through it, it will take time. What principally I want to say is, there is a program started by Government of India which is called SATAT. SATAT is, there are states which will do 10 crore subsidy. There are states which do free land to put up CBG. Now, today that condition is not there with CBG because there are lot of instant buds are there from raw material to product. So it is growing, it will take shape. For everything we started in India, it will take its own time because of democratic setup and because of development of science and technology. Next one.
Does it include PLI also in this? PLI schemes are there in this?
What is PLI?
PLI is for power production.
No. Production linked incentive. Production linked incentive.
So the whole list of subsidies are there. You know, when money is entered, CBG itself will take one day to understand. So a lot of industries are interested. Big multinationals, remember, German multinationals put up a CBG plant in Punjab. They put up a CBG plant of 35 metric tons. They are not able to produce more than 2 tons because of raw material. And there are issues, many issues. These are the challenges which are to be understood and by people who are into the business, they are on that.
So international companies are interested in setting up CBG plants
in India.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Because in Europe you see a lot of biogas is used, compressed biogas. Whole emphasis of US in developed countries is how to use more renewable energy, how to use waste to energy. There is absolutely no chance of any waste. Everything is, as it is said, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It is from one form to other form it goes. MNRE is the Ministry of Renewable Energy. Then you have CBG synchronization with MOPNG. That is the authority and all you are talking. Financial loans are provided by two CBG projects on priority sector lending. I think you are asking that only, gentlemen. And there is a policy by different states, Uttar Pradesh states bioenergy policies, Haryana bioenergy policies, Gujarat bioenergy policies. I don't know Telangana has or not. Next. API gas. Next thing. API gas is called elephant gas. It is a huge plant that grows very fast, which is used. The leaves can be used for biogas production. Its stem can be used for fuel. It has got 18% fiber and caloric value of 32 GCD. Then, salient features of API gas is it grows. It is like a sugarcane crop, gramine, and it grows at such a faster rate. Sugarcane yield per acre in a year is 30 tons, whereas this API gas produces per year 170 to 200 tons. So there is a huge boon for the farmers when they adopt. It can be used as a biofuel saving. Most of the biofuel plants are biomass plants in India failed mostly from Andhra Pradesh also because of lack of raw material, that is fuel. Now that will be taken over.
Does it grow in alluvial soil?
It grows in normal soil, sir. It is there in
Assam.
No, it is there. It is there in Karnataka. It is there in Tamil Nadu. It is grown in Haryana.
Does it consume water?
No. The two things are very advantageous. It consumes. We have to irrigate it. I would not say it doesn't require. It has got great advantages. Pests and diseases are not there.
Not like rice.
Not like this. Pests and diseases are not there because the fiber level is high. So you don't have to spend on agriculture. And you harvest every 4 months, you get a crop again. So you can have 5 harvests in a year. And you can have 2 harvests per year, once in 6 months. So this is a crop which is going to definitely take up in a big way in future.
In Telangana, are any farmers growing in a large scale this napier grass?
I really do not know. Once it comes up, people will take it up. In fact, the sugar industry fellows are the maize producer, they are worried if it becomes popular, then their crop will be competitive.
Who will be the consumer? Where should the farmers go and sell this produce?
Sir, the PSL who puts the CBG plants, he will purchase for the gas purpose. The people who put ethanol plants, who put the biomass-based plants, they will purchase the fuel.
The raw form.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's a new concept is coming up. We are doing in Karnataka, Bijapur, one project, 100 KL, expandable to 200 KL, where we are encouraging fuel only napier grass. There are no investments are there. Coal is not possible such a distance. It's a landlocked. So CBG, and many plants will come. Next. There are the agronomy, I don't know. Just put like sugar there. Next. The cultivation water requirement was 7 to 10 days. They say, but one can irrigate once in a month or once in 50 days. Then you have organic manure about 5 to 10. There are details of that. Next, please. This is the cost of economics of that, sir. Cost of cultivation per ton is about 800 rupees. And if you have 150 tons per year, you have 1,20,000 rupees.
1,50,000?
And when you sell rices, it is 10,000 to 8,000 rupees per ton. This is 2,000. So 1/4 of the cost of fuel you will save when you use napier grass. We have personal experience. We have harvested about 500 hectares of napier grass in a West African country called Sierra Leone, where there is a cogeneration plant, sugarcane but not all. We have used it. It works excellently. Next.
I mean, even assuming that not even 1.5 lakhs per acre, even if 1 lakh comes, it is 50,000 also is extremely beautiful proposition for a farmer.
No, I would put the other side. We have taken a yield of 170. I have seen the crop in Sierra Leone, which gives more than 200. Next. This is the acquired knowledge, sir. I can't answer many things, but we'll just go through. This is what I was telling. Thomas Edison said, I would put my money in sun and solar energy. What a source of power. I hope we don't have to wait until oil and coal runs out. So, his time is started taking. It takes time to grow in our policymakers and leave it in the air. Slowly it will get digested to the common populace or industry. It will become a reality. Next. Yes. So this is the solar energy's travel. We started with $359 initially, encouraging policies. It has come down to now $50, $40. So this is a tariff because initially there was a lot of encouragement required, and after some time this will go. Lot of solar energy comes from the solar parks which we have, and then the other one, you see, others have gone up. Nuclear power has gone, coal has gone, and geothermal has gone, but wind and solar, the prices have come down. Next. This is the type of growth. From 10,000 megawatt, now we are planning to go up to 70,000 gigawatt. Next, 70 gigawatt. Next, ultra mega power plants, grid connected rooftop solar program, and PM's Kusum program. Kusum is Kisan Yojana, some abbreviation is there. So, International Solar Alliance is done in this government's time. And we are really a leading knowledge bank and also solar panel supply. China is to dominate, now we are in a big way. Still the basic thing is in China, but we mimicry it, we get it and put it here. Solar parks can be there, land is the major issue. Solar, rooftop solars, there is a net metering. You produce energy and that energy is excess. It will go to the grid automatically. When you don't require, it will come. The major problem with solar is you have to store that solar power which is generated in the daytime. The storage is a problem which we got, the storage of power is a major problem. People are working towards it. In the lithium batteries and e-vehicles, that is the storage. So if at all power can be stored.
Yes, are pioneers in the field of solar power. They all have net metering. Not only that, even individual, most of the people who are in this hall, the exhibition society members, they also have solar rooftops, and they are paying very minimum amount of energy.
Next, please. See, they have formed the financial institutions to support NIF, NEFIPD, and support from IREDA. IREDA is basically formed for renewable energy. We gave a lot of loans for biomass place, and it was all became NPA because of lack of availability of fuel. Now they are going for ethanol and biogas. So we are lending engineers for 3 big ethanol plants for IREDA. That is in Madhya Pradesh, then in Rajasthan and Uttarakhand. 250K, that is 250,000 for funding these projects. Yeah.
Uttarakhand, will you get?
Data is traded with the stock market.
Sir, see, for headlines every day.
Still,
Not last week.
not last week, going on. It's going
Last week it opened.
Tomorrow is last day.
Tomorrow is last day.
Excuse me. Do you get in Uttarakhand the sufficient what you call sunlight availability throughout the year? Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand you get sufficient in sunlight. It should be bright sunshine, which has got a radiation, but no temperature increase. If temperature is low and you get a bright sun, for example, you travel by autobahn from southern part of Europe to top, one road is there. Most of the places when you come out, there will be a bright sunshine, but you feel very chilly. So temperature, low temperature and high sunshine is the one. For example, in India, Pune in Maharashtra receives about 7.5 hours of bright sunshine during the winter, December, whereas Lucknow receives about 3.5 hours. So that is the reason the yields and sugar recoveries are higher in Maharashtra, less in other parts. So Germany, when we were going to see a wheat plant, one of my colleagues said, chill here, bright sunshine is there, बहुत गर्म होगा बाहर, बेटा उतर के देखो, उतरा he got frozen. Next. The production like all the incentives are there, list of models and manufacturers. It's a big subject by itself. Next. See, this is called RTC, round the clock solar. Next is industrial layers are there, given by the economics. Net zero goals of the green. Okay. Manufacturing is driven by market in India, product-linked incentives. There are a lot of issues, wheels within the wheels in this subject. Next, please. Next, please. Globally, out of 921 gigawatt production, the renewable energy capacity, wind is about 53%, 488. India is the power installed capacity is 32.88 megawatt, around 51%. Wind has same problem as solar, requirement of land, and you have to put in a place where the wind flow is there. It is not a regular, both solar and wind are not the regular power dependence because seasonal, because of related to sunshine. So these are the things which can support, but it cannot per se become an energy. Unless this problem has to, power storage is there. Maximum Tamil Nadu and some parts of Karnataka, a lot of wind farms are there. There the water, work for 4 or 5 months. But there is a lot of incentives, that's why people are putting it. See, wind power can be grid connected, off-grid connected. It has horizontal axis, vertical axis, industrial and commercial axis, agriculture, onshore and offshore. All the things are there. Next. Wind power capacity of 10 gigawatt per annum. 21 manufacturers. Suzlon you must have heard. That is a major player in the wind. Now, Reliance is there, Adani is there, big players. These things requires a big business groups to do it. It's not like CBG or it is not spread. It is pulverized. And cost of cost of wind turbines, we are good manufacturers of turbines in India. At one time we used to go to Europe to buy turbines. Now Siemens India supplies to almost 40 countries in the world turbines. The turbine can be steam driven, turbine can be condensing, extraction, turbine can be wind, turbine can be gas, all these things are there. And Triveni Engineering, where I had a fortune to work for 15 years in my career, they also manufacture turbines, big turbine manufacturer.
Triveni is an ethanol production. Basically ethanol production, Triveni Engineering.
So Triveni Engineering has got sugar, ethanol, and turbine, and water business. I was in sugar for their factories. With sort of a MD and group, one group I was managing. They are North Indian based. Sanis. Gangadhar and Pratap came when I was working with them. Okay, next. Go back, please. You must all see the wind. There will be a big pillar. On the top of it, the turbine is there. So turbine converts to electrical energy, and then it is stored. Next. Constraints there, intermittent sources of power, not regular power. For farm power, essential to have storage. Without that, it cannot replace the main power. Then, capital investment via power tariffs, as I told, power tariffs are going down. And large land requirements, intermediate issues. Next.
This grid integration is also a problem. Grid integration.
What?
Yeah. Grid integration also is a problem there.
Yeah, a lot of issues are present. One of the companies where I was independent director, New Seeds, they went into wind and they burned their hands. I don't know why they continue.
Why?
Sir, there are issues of land, there are issues of connectivity to the grid, there are issues of tariff, there are issues of capital cost. This is the, madam, you are asking a question. The municipal waste energy is generating electricity from heat from the primary treatment of waste. The waste can be different sources. Waste can be a municipal waste can be a solids generated polluting our rivers and all. Those things can be converted into a power, putting a powerhouse. Next. This is the slogan in waste energy. Reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. These are the things. So, all the data are there. So we really consume, huge hits are seen in Delhi, one of the areas, they are telling you, 20,000 tons of municipal waste is converted in power. Delhi. I mean, they may be here, different sites which have got. Interesting is, when you go to the waste to energy, it's absolutely smelly and filthy and all that. When you go there, the separation is done. After that, the separated pure one is, you don't see a spick and span. Absolutely, that's like a pharmaceutical factory. And we had a good fortune of one of the boys managing it, Gindals. Next, please. This is the base to thermochemical process, biochemical process, incineration, then electricity, gasification, and gas to fuel, for fuel, pyrolysis for heavy oil, fermentation to ethanol, as we said, ethanol. But very, very less industries have power plant, ethanol, and anaerobic digestion for biogas. Low carbon electricity is fine, and low energy sources fuels in electricity. The tariffs can really come down with these things. The government is claiming that we are giving 24 hours electricity to all. This is all pure technological development that made us not to depend on coal or fuel, this one. So electricity generation has become multiple now. So everywhere it is chipping in. That's right. Next. See, this is the plant. Can you believe it is a waste energy plant? It's absolutely, you don't see a single one. 20,000 tons is brought by different agencies. The factory or the business doesn't pay for that. The government arranges logistics. They will come, unload with in a system, closed totally. You go inside, you don't get smell, you don't find anything. And he is the boy who is managing it.
Is it 2,000 tons or 20,000?
20,000 tons.
20,000 tons per?
20,000 per a week, you can say.
A week,
2 into 4, 14, 10 days.
10 days. That's why I think so. Daily 2,000 tons. 2,000 tons is a very big offer.
No, most important thing is you don't find waste. All the RW, that is resident welfare associations, they have a system where they can accumulate at different places. A truck will come and take it, or it will go directly to them. And they are putting up more, 25 more plants are coming in India. Sandeep is the one who is managing it. Next, green hydrogen again. Green hydrogen is again a lot of talk. Realities are far away. Depending upon production method, hydrogen can be. I'll go to the next one. Next slide, please. See, these are the sources. Green hydrogen requires renewable energy or energy to do the electrolysis of the water, and then it is used. So two portions are there. 65% is developing the energy, manufacturing the renewable energy, 35% converting it to water. So you have grey hydrogen, you have blue hydrogen, you have green hydrogen, you have black hydrogen for coal, pink. The problem with these hydrogen is the incipient state we are talking now. Next slide please. Major technical challenge is to produce water, electricity, hydrogen is cost, yield efficiency, and then electricity price. These are constraints. Buyers are very limited, like Reliance buys, Reliance or any petroleum company buys, because from hydrogen they can produce the fuel or they can produce ammonia, which is used with petroleum products. Next. Thank you. I'm sorry I have and declared on a boredom for the audience. I would have happy to hear something from the youngsters to ask questions, even if you have something to ask.
They are spellbound with your presentation.
Hope not bored.
Very interesting.
Thank you, J.C. Rao Garu, for a very nice presentation. Especially one thing is, normally we are used to an academic kind of presentations, but here is a person who has hands-on. So whenever, obviously, when he's worked for 44 years in these areas, etc., so he will be doing that. However, one point which I missed, many points I missed in my welcome because time is not there. Renewable energies have a beautiful, distinct social justice angle. Both are unrelated. That is, earlier, suppose you want a correction, we have to draw the lines and poles and everything. But with the solar panels, you can produce your own electricity for your own village, for your own house. So decentralization is a very important thing for the poor people, poorer sections. And second point which is come out is, normally people don't eat broken rice. Then in Telugu you say local and local. Nobody will eat that.
Local can be used for
No, that's not coming. Whereas now, with whatever just now Dr. G.S. Rao said, even the broken rice can be obviously used to cellulose and cotton. Cotton, if we have starch, pindi, and cotton, both are same, both are polysaccharides, both have glucose. Only thing is, in a starch, glucose is by alpha glycosylate bond. Here it is beta. So human beings, when we eat, the saliva which is there, amylase enzyme, which will easily break the starch into glucose. Whereas cellulose, you may ask how all our animals, cows, buffaloes, etc., they take We have the bacteria which do that. And last point is, this waste to energy is not really a renewable resource because, thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Hello. Dr. G.S.C. Rao garu, apart from fueling the movement of the vehicles, whether it's petrol, gas or oil, basically I have been talking for more than a decade. Me personally, what is your opinion about having an integrated system where the electricity or energy is produced from waste city can be brought down? So for example, Dr. Gangadhar is saying, see, digesting cellulose and all these things, cellulases, ectinases, fungi and bacterial populations, you do have enzymatic way of doing it, pyrolysis and other ways of doing it, and catching carbon and reducing the carbon footprint from industry. See, what is your take on these things, on governmental policies? And one last thing, sir, I have 2 solar lights when my colony was pitch dark, so more than a decade. So I feel that the remote villages and tribal areas, development of remote areas, if government takes a policy to produce the solar lights in every hut and solar panels, and they are very easy and employ rural employment and for maintenance and other things, it would go a long way of lighting the entire India.
Yes, sir. See, earlier we used to have a sugar cane. No, it is not a sugar cane, it is sugar complex. Where you produce sugar, you generate power, cogeneration, you have ethanol, alcohol distillery, then you can have a compressed biogas plant. Okay, so all these things are some for fuel, some for electricity generation. So we produce about 18,000 megawatt of power from the bagasse of sugarcane, and target is much higher. So the same campus you can have a wind, same campus you can have power. Any workshop or any entity on a slanted portion, particular specifications are there, solar can be put, and that can be a good auxiliary power. You start using the generators and all. So to answer this point, we have to convert into a complex, and that is being done. It is happening also. So that is the advantage of bottom line to be improved for the industry, and grid will get the connectivity. Now days are not far where we will have a hybrid ethanol come EV vehicles, where you start the vehicle with ethanol and battery gets charged during the travel. Hybrid cars. So that is the advantage. Like that, there are umpteen number of initiatives are coming up, and those things will fructify. Some areas there is a success. Gujarat is the best model for solar. Rajasthan deserts are now targeted to have solar parks, and some airports are completely run by solar energy. For example, Cochin is totally solar based. Lucknow, one terminal is totally solar based. I am sure in Hyderabad also there must be solar. So things are developing. Facility or financing the project, that is the base. If both are strong, industry will definitely come. And all these youngsters who are sitting behind, you are all engineers. Please, some portion of you think of the best engineers in the world. At one time, we used to go to Australia to see how sugar is produced. Recently, now Australians will come to us. We have many countries where we supply things. Not only this one, every engineering aspect. Engineering is the mother of all the things. Mathematics and physics is engineering. So these are the fundamental sciences led to engineering. So all of you should have lots of questions, lot of restlessness to make a career in this field. Of course, whatever the best suits for you, you choose. But this is one of the good lines. Agriculture, precision agriculture and all is a major thing. Here you have drone technology, you have precision irrigation systems. Science is growing like phenomenally. It has never seen such a growth as it is happening now. I only feel bad that at 70 years I am running out of time. Otherwise, there is a lot to do with it.
Sir, I have a question on behalf of the audience here, which has about 160 students and faculty members. For some of the students, a little of this has gone above their heads. I would like to request our faculty to carry home a few of the slides, the block diagrams of the various processes. So, yeah, I'm requesting for permission.
And if you have any tours in the country, please visit Delhi. We will take you to different industries where you can see all this.
Thank you very much. So this is a message to the faculty, the teachers who are out there.
And sir, I expect at least 1 or 2 questions from youngsters. See, our Vedic philosophy Upanishads are teaching by a guru to the disciples asking questions. So the things will be only digested when you ask questions. Yeah.
Sir, with EBP, ethanol blending program, is there any change in the pollution since by 2022 it is 10%, isn't it? Now, is there any change in the air quality?
Yes, definitely.
But our pollution experts say that the quality is like pollution is increasing day by day, but not reducing in many cities.
The pace at which pollution is increasing is much higher than the pace which we are trying to reduce it. That is the reason. We have more number of vehicles. We hardly used to have the motorcycle in the house. Remember those days in 60s and 70s we have an America or Vespa or something. Now every house has got, in Delhi at least I know, one family has 4 members, all the 4 have cars.
Program, is it not centralized? Is it not applied everywhere in the country?
All the 29 states and union territories, it is mandatory. It is not optional, it is mandatory.
So since it is mandatory now, the 1.9 emissions should be less, isn't it?
Yes.
Than earlier times.
Yeah, definitely. But I told the input is so high, the output results are not visible. But it has to go through. If we don't do it, suppose we are widening the roads, okay? If we had not widened, there would have been traffic jams, bumper to bumper. At least we are able to travel. Thank you. Youngsters, you decided to be silent.
They will compare to
Don't sure.
Sir,
Always.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
This is purely related to research. The product that you produce, the bioethanol, how do you validate it? What is the standards that you use to validate the product?
There is ISO standards for that, and there is a specifications for ethanol.
Okay.
Those specifications have to be met. Oil marketing companies restrict that they should not be moisture more than 0.2%. And then the PP, they say the precipitating thing. There are a list of things.
No, what do you compare it with? Whatever product that you produce, that ethanol, you compare it with something else and get the standards done?
Indian standards all are independent of their norms, and this is ethanol is also not like norm. For our own ethanol, we have a standard. We call it Bureau of Industrial Standards. What should be the norm of sugar? What is the norm of ethanol? What is the norm of molasses?
Testing, sir. Testing.
Testing. They call it NABL, no? NABL.
NABL.
They do testing. And oil marketing companies get their standard from Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Petroleum Institute.
So NBL is for ethanol.
No, NBL is accredited laboratories. Other than the OMCs which are buying whole ethanol, they have their own standards.
Okay, I'm asking this question because I have done research on ethanol production using a floral waste. So we have a floral waste, waste of flowers that is generated during the festivals and functions and all that. And we have really got a product and we got
ethanol, the source should have some carbohydrates. Unless you have carbohydrates, the C6H12 waste cannot be broken down to alcohols. So I don't know what will be the economics of producing.
We have estimated it and
how
we
much
have already
from
phytochemical analysis we have done.
What is the yield of ethanol from floral waste?
It's much higher than
how much?
any other. 10% much higher than any other.
It sounds little surprised because unless there is a sugar, ethanol.
No, sugar is available, sir, in the form of a cellulose. It's not a
Cellulose cannot be broken, ma'am, as of today.
No. We are doing enzymatic hydrolysis using Aspergillus niger. We have isolated and we are producing that. But pre-treatment process is not at all required for such kind of floral waste because it's something which is very soluble and with water itself you can extract the entire components that are present there. So all the phytochemical analysis has been done and we have validated the product.
I'll tell you one example.
Yeah.
Don't mistake me.
No.
When there are sources which are much cheaper and available,
Yes.
one person practiced for many years to cross the canal by sitting in Hatha Yoga or somewhere. You sit on that and then by yoga power you cross the canal. He went to Swami Vivekananda and said, "Sir, I have mastered it, I can cross without it." He said, "You should have used your energy for elsewhere. A small boat can take 20 people, not one. So better to use the energies." I am not anyway decrying. There are a lot of research required in regular substrates. If you can break this cellulose, which is a big subject, lot of research is going on in Brazil, lot of research is going on in Florida, I mean wherever it is. So the best fiber body or fiber characteristics are done in Germany where they don't produce it bagasse. And another interesting thing, most of people may be knowing, in the sugarcane field, when C4 plants are observed, one lady from sugar industry in Hawaii, HSPA, she did work and she was not getting the same products as Algate. She went to Calvin Manson. He said, "Nonsense, you don't know how to do it." But later, Hatch and Slag has done it in Australia and proved it. Whole revolution of C4 plants has come after that. So it is always for science. It has to be repeated. It has to be economical. It has to be adopted by many people. I am not going to see anything you do as a research is best. A lot of fundamental people do it.
Yes, sir.
But in industry, we see the economics and repeatability and scaling up. These are
My research shows that there is no pre-treatment that is required except for enzymatic hydrolysis, which is very minimal, and it is producing much higher product when compared to any other source that is used as a lignocellulosic substance.
All the best for research.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think Prabhashankar had a question. You want to
Forcing him to ask a question.
No, he told me he had a question there. Then
Your grey hair will remain grey hair.
Sir, my question is from the economic point of view. We, our Usmania Graduates Association and Exhibition Society is running, they are running together about 20 educational institutions. So we are getting, when I see city department, because they feel that educational institutions are commercial institutions, they are coming under that. If it is like a private home and all, it could have been reduced, but they are treating as a commercial venture. So what alternative energy is best for our educational institution if suppose solar is there? Because many of our institutions have attempted to go for solar. But what are the exact benefits Government of India is giving and the state government to those educational institutions when they install solar system as an alternative? And also in the long range, this solar is beneficial or not? Thanks.
Solar is eternal. As long as sun god is there, solar will be there. There is one policy which really encourages household or the colleges like this. It's called net metering. You install net metering thing. Whatever excess power you produce during the day, that will go to grid. And when you use your other electricity, that will be subtracted from that. So your electricity bills will come down. That's a very positive thing in Delhi and some states. If net metering is done by Telangana government, it will be logically done.
most of the colleges, our colleges have got net metering. Madam.
engineering college. First, in EDP, we are mixing ethanol in petrol, and again we are using petrol. What's the use of it?
Since we are using 100% petrol, you add 20% ethanol, you reduce petrol consumption by 80%. You can't do away with the fossil fuel today. Tomorrow, by 2017, renewable energy goes up. See, two sources renewable, gas and ethanol for motor vehicles. Power generation, other three are there. So it is only to reduce, if not replace.
I want to ask questions. Yeah. Actually, there are two words in your presentation, renewable and alternative. So all alternative energy sources are not renewable. That's what I think students should get that. And second thing, actually, I'm working with climate change impact and rainfed crops. So we are looking for climate smart villages. So where, as your presentation actually make me thought that what is the energy requirement of a village for both household and also agriculture operations and processing. And whether as you are saying, the CB, the compressed biogas, so such things can be done at village level. So is there any pilot plans or any pilot plants can be made to use the local resources to generate the energy and use by the villagers for different purposes, either it is for the household or for the agriculture operations. So such type of pilot plant can be think in a unit mode, like not in a, like as you are saying, 1 lakh liters of alcohol production, need not be a 1 lakh liters, even 100 liters if a village can produce and utilize for their energy consumption, that will be, I think, good for that.
Okay, ma'am. One thing, be very clear, ethanol blending program is for the petrol consumption, right? It is not at the village level, it is at national level. Consumption of petrol should come down so that crude oil refining will come down. That is one part. Second is the CBG. We have a big program, village, some name is there, DKB or something. There, gobar gas plants or the village CBG plants are funded, subsidized. You can have it there. We have this program now, it is added more because of the CBG can be purchased by the, or we can use it in-house also. So every village, if they have CBG plant, they can have one CBG plant. CBG means biogas production plant, and that can be supplied to whole of the village. Right now, the target is up to Tehsil level, where I told every Tehsil or UP is trying to have that. We can have nearly 5,000 CBG plants, CBG plants all over India. Now the program by Satar, and it will go further.
Yeah, actually, based on the resources available in the
Your
local,
own villages,
so they can have framed their different processes.
You put a cottage industry of CBG. You have down there powder. You have municipal waste or waste of the village that can be.
I got it, sir. I repeat again, Dr. Garimella Shesha Rao Garu, founder and managing director of Global Cane Sugar Services Private Limited.
Request all the managing committee members of the economic committee to please come on the dais. Economic committee members.
M. Chandrasekhar Garu is requested to please present a memento to our chief guest speaker as a token of gratitude and appreciation for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion as the guest speaker. Thank you so much, sir.
MC members of the economic committee. Come here.
लाइट सा कर ले तो ना ट्राई पड़ी है
सर एक सेकंड सर थोड़ा क्लोज सर
ओके
सर सर सर
I request Honorary Joint Secretary Economic Committee Sri Dheeraj Kumar Jaiswal Garu to please propose vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of Economic Committee, I am immensely thankful to our guest speaker, Dr. G. S. C. Rao Garu. Sir, I am sure your presentation has enlightened our students, our senior members who have come here, and sure this will be of great help to all of us. I also like to thank Dr. R. Limbadari. He has to leave the presentation a little early because of his busy schedule. I thank all our senior members for being here. I thank all our students for coming here and everybody involved with this, and a special thanks to our President Dr. Gangadhar Garu, who has taken in and put in a lot of effort to bring this up. Thank you, everybody.
अरे खाना है बोलो धीरज भाई
I invite all of you for lunch, please. Lunch is being served here in the hall. It's on the left side. Please join for the lunch.
वो ले लिया सर।
इसलिए तो इनको कहीं लेना था ना, बाद में यूज भी होता है। इससे यूज के फंडिंग कैसे